Hi, my name is Leonard Munson, the Psychic Astrologer. My website is readingsbyleonardtmunson.net. The weekly overview, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, from October the 31st to November the 7th, 2024. This is a collective reading, so take what you need and leave the rest. We're going to talk about your career and employment. Aries, your solar sun is in the 8th house. The 8th house is Scorpio. Its ruling planet is Pluto and Mars. Also, your ruling planet is Pluto and Mars, so there's a compatibility here. The 8th house deals with intimacy, shared resources, death and resurrection, rising from the ashes, endings and new beginnings, transformation and secrets. Now the sun in Scorpio, the moon is in Libra. So there's emotional balance that has to be weighed in your employment and your career. And this might have been taking on an emotional issue that's causing some second thoughts. Follow your intuition. Mercury in Scorpio. Mercury is the communicator. So you got to use your intelligence and override your emotions. So I'm picking up, there's some issues here about a job that you're on and you really want to move on. So you're going to have to take a leap of faith, Aries, and step out and ask for what you want. And also know your worth. So there's a need to communicate. Venus in Sagittarius. Venus deals with work and career. So Venus deals with a change in your career. So there's some of you are changing your career, and it might have to do with finances, it might have to do with possessions, it might have to do with beauty or aesthetic or things of the finery. But there's a change in your career that's going to be taking place or in employment. We have Mars in Cancer. So Mars is a planet which is the ruling planet of your 8th house, which is Mars, and Mars is your ruling planet, Aries. So there needs to be some action in this career that you want to get involved in, or a change in career. So some of you are going to change career, something to do with home, family, security. Then we have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Chiron retrograding. When a planet is retrograding, it's moving backwards. You're reviewing it and see what mistakes you made when it was moving directly. So there's correction of new opportunities that pass you by that has to do with expansion, growth, abundance that's going to come up again. And Saturn and Pisces turn down that old foundation about your career and your employment. What you want to do, what you love doing is going to come into being. And so it might have something to do with healing, something to do with emotional healing, psychiatrist, therapist, counselor, life coach. Uranus in Taurus, there's some upheaval in your career and employment. Some of you are going to be laid off, but you will find another job. And some of you are going to go back to school that's going to enhance your skill to something differently. And there's some issues here that some of you might be going into jobs that have to do with public speaking, writing, publishing. Neptune and Pisces, there's some illusion, some fantasy, some brain fog, some fear. You need to step out on faith. Instead of staying stagnated, you need to grow and move on. Then we have Pluto and Capricorn, transformation and change. So there's a change in your employment and your career that's going to be the better. I'm also picking up that some of you might be opening up your own business. Then we have the North Node in Aries. These are lessons you need to learn this lifetime, Aries, about career and employment, and it's time for action. Lilith in Libra, there needs to be a balance. Balance your work life and your home life out in your career. And Chiron in Aries, be not the wounded warrior anymore. Be the survivor. Get into a mindset of abundance, and your manifestation of what you want in your career will come into being. Now the next sign is Leo. Leo, your solar sun is in the fourth house. The fourth house is a fellow water sign, so there's a lot of emotions here. The fourth house is the moon. Its ruling planet is the house of, it's Cancer, and it's the moon. So there's things being released, things coming to a head emotionally, and something that's been hidden from you about your career and employment is being exposed. So it deals with your foundation, your roots, your home, your family, and security. So all this could be combined with that Leo. Okay, with the sun in Scorpio, it deals with intimacy, share resources, death and resurrection, rising from the ashes. It also deals with transformation, change, secrets. Okay, the moon in Libra. The moon represents your emotional groundness, so there needs to be a balance in your career and employment. Okay? There needs to be a balance. There's some decisions that you have to make, and you're procrastinating it. Also deal with open enemies. You're finding out who's been blocking you from moving forward in your career and your employment. Okay? Mercury in Scorpio, hidden things, death of it. So some of you might be involved in things that have to do with medicine, in the war apparatus. So I see a promotion for some of you. Some of you could be in the military. So a promotion coming here in that sense. Okay, then we have Venus in Sagittarius. Venus deals with finances. So it deals also with beauty. So there might be a change in career connected with finances and beauty or aesthetic things, that is the finery. Also, there may be some issues here with emotional issues that have to do with anger. So some of you can handle anger very well, so you might be going into some kind of industry that will help people to manage their anger. And then we have Mars in Cancer. The vigor, the force, the drive, the passion, and the energy. It needs to be action taking place. And this has something to do with the change here that has something to do with your roots, your family, your security, your home, and women in your life. Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, and Chiron in Aries, all retrograde. When a planet's retrograde, it's moving backwards. If you view when things are going direct, what correction you have. So opportunities for expansion and growth in your career and employment, you miss them, but they're coming back around again. Saturn in Pisces, emotional issues that's causing problems for you to leave a career or a job. Uranus in Taurus, issues that have to do with listening. You're not listening to your supervisor or manager. This is causing some problems in your career, all right? And speaking your truth. Neptune in Pisces, brain fog, illusion, fantasy, fear. You need to face what is facing you and go through it. North Node in Aries. These are lessons you need to learn in your lifetime about career and employment. It's time for action. Lithium in Libra, balancing your career and finances. Chiron in Aries. These are stop being a wounded warrior, be a survivor, and take action. The next sign is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your solar sun is in the 11th house. The 11th house deals with hopes, wishes, friendships, groups, organization, humanitarian efforts, new technology. The sun in Scorpio deals with intimacy, shared resources, death and resurrection, rising from the ashes, and also deals with seekers, transformation. The moon in Libra, there needs to be a balance here with your emotion connected to a career or a job you don't want. So I see some of you leaving this job, okay? You may think it's bad, but it's going to benefit you in the long run. Mercury in Scorpio, communication with your feelings, what you want to do in your career. I see some of you leaving your job and open up your own business. Mars in Cancer, it deals with the vigor, the force, the drive, the passion that's connected to with your family, your home, security, and children. Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, and Chiron in Aries, retrograding, reviewing when the plane was going to wreck, and so you can making correction. So opportunity for expansion and growth is coming, Sagittarius. Emotional issues here that needs to be addressed that's connected to career. Saturn in Taurus, and listening, and listening more and speaking what you need to be. So open thing like that. Neptune in Pisces, brain fog, illusion, fantasy, head flaw. Pluto in Capricorn, change, transformation. North Node in Aries,